I'm Nancy Leader on the Zeta Report. I'm often asked why anyone should take the Zetas seriously. My standard answer is Zeta talk prediction accuracy. Their statements and predictions precede scientific reports or earth changes that prove these predictions and statements correct. Here's a few examples. On July 15, 1995, Zeta Talk stated that the Earth's magnetic commander is the Sun and its magnetic alignment. The Earth's polarity, where the magnetic North Pole points consistently in one direction, as though focused on a distant point in the universe, does not change ever. In September 9, 2001, 6 years later, NASA's Ulysses probe completed a second pass around the Sun and discovered that the Sun's magnetic alignment had not reversed at the 11-year anniversary, as announced by NASA the year before. The Sun's magnetic alignment remained static, as the Zetas had stated. NASA asserted that perhaps the Sun had two south poles, temporarily, and ignored the findings of its own probe. In 1997, Zeta Talk predicted the sky coordinates of Planet X will be right angle 4 and declination 10 on March 3, 2003. And what occurred on March 25, 2003? Reports of sightings in the evening sky flooded in from around the world. The Planet X complex was located at the coordinates given by the Zetas 6 years earlier. By April 13, 2003, photos of the inbound complex with its swirling double helix of a trail were captured. On July 15, 1995, Zeta Talk predicted that after the pole shift, the water will have a green tinge. With little vegetation on land, the ocean kelp will absorb and utilize the carbon dioxide. The oceans will be lush. The tail of Planet X curls toward the Earth, and a fine red iron dust turns the water a bitter blood red. On August 10, 2006, 11 years later, scientists reported that seeding the ocean with iron incites a burst of plankton growth, producing oxygen and reducing carbon dioxide. Plankton is food for fish, and yes, the ocean turned green. On July 15, 1995, Zeta Talk predicted the weather will become unpredictable, with torrential rainstorms where not expected, and droughts likewise were not expected. Temperature extremes will be experienced. On December 14, 1999, China reports its weather disasters have been the worst in a century. On June 2000, Discover magazine asked if our weather has gone wild, citing record-breaking disasters in Venezuela, Sydney, Denmark, Latin America, Japan, and India. On November 25, 2007, Reuters reports that weather disasters have quadrupled. On November 8, 2008, Australia suffers the worst drought in 1,000 years. There can be no question that the weather unfolded as the Zetas and the Zetas alone had predicted. By July 15, 1995, Zeta Talk predicted, drought or deluge, there will be few places on Earth not affected by one of these extremes, and all of this affects the success of crops, and the prices will go up accordingly. By March 27, 2008, after years of increasing crop failures, a severe rice shortage caused rationing and restriction on exports from rice-producing countries. Many countries dependent upon rice as a staple feared starvation. On April 15, 2002, Zeta Talk stated that stretching results in land suddenly collapsing. Stretching also results in volcanoes oozing more lava. This could occur in all those areas we have listed as expected to rip greatly, such as the Red Sea and the African Rift. On March 15, 2005, 3 years later, a huge crevasse opened up in central Ethiopia, right before the eyes of frightened geologists, with the area dropping 328 feet. And on October 1st, 2007, 5 years later, a new volcano suddenly appeared in the Red Sea off the coast of Yemen. On May 1st, 2004, Zeta Talk stated that the stretch does more than skew apart the African rift. It pulls the entire oil-rich Middle East into a skew. On January 30th, 2008, 4 years later, internet cables surrounding the Arabian Peninsula were stretched and snapped, creating outages from Alexandria, Egypt, down the Red Sea and around to Dubai in the Persian Gulf. It was clear the Arabian plate had rolled, stretching the cables between their anchor points.